Whilst Kurt Angle has been off screen for some time, appearing here and there simply to qualify for the WWE's World Cup tournament and wrestle at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view and have a match against Drew McIntyre, he is still the Red brand's full-time general manager. On the episode of Raw following SummerSlam, Raw's Commissioner Stephanie McMahon was attacked at the hands of Ronda Rousey. His negligence by not stepping in and helping her led to Stephanie McMahon ordering the Olympic gold medalist to take a kayfabe vacation, and temporarily taking over his spot was Raw's constable Baron Corbin, who thereafter became the acting general manager. Corbin has so far been doing a decent job, and has proved Raw to be the #1 brand by defeating SmackDown in a clean sweep at the Survivor Series. Due to his efforts, Corbin felt he had earned a promotion to become Raw's full-time general manager. However, his plans to conquer Raw were thwarted by Braun Strowman, as Corbin will only become Raw's general manager if he manages to defeat the monster among men at the TLC pay-per-view. While Strowman is currently out with an injury, there is firm belief from wrestling news sites and sources that he will defeat Corbin, whether it's at the pay-per-view or rescheduling the match on Raw. If Corbin loses, he will be stripped of all authority on the brand. This means we are likely to get a new constable/acting general manager, but who is it rumoured to be? Well, in this video we look at 5 superstars rumoured to replace Baron Corbin as acting Raw general manager. Number 1. Hulk Hogan. After being exiled from the WWE in 2015, Hulk Hogan made his return at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, and even though he was host for about 5 minutes, reading off a typical generic 80s Hulkster script, he managed to get a decent reaction from the fans in the Middle East, proving he still has it in him to entice a WWE crowd and bring some much needed energy into the position. Number 2. Renee Young. Renee Young has climbed the WWE ranks quicker than most, as she made history in August this year by becoming the first full-time female announcer on Monday Night Raw. Just by that alone, WWE must have a lot of faith in her mic skills, as being an announcer can be quite stressful. You have to call the action like Vince wants you to, and you'll normally have him screaming in your ear giving directions from the gorilla position. Not only that, but you have to avoid certain words or phrases, plug sponsorships, hype shows, and do this all with an enthusiastic attitude. But while she's just recently slipped into the announcer role, having her as Raw's general manager could make for one of the greatest storylines in the new year. Many know that Young and Dean Ambrose are married in real life, but WWE have kept to the storyline that despite travelling and living together, she doesn't reveal any personal information on him and kept secret whatever's going through his mind and why he turned on his best friend in the WWE universe. Now, this is just a theory, but Young could be intentionally playing dumb to fool those around her. If she became Raw's general manager, both she and Ambrose would become awesome heel authority figures to take over the Red brand. It does seem unlikely since Young doesn't typically look like a person who could play a heel role, but looks can be deceiving. Did anyone believe Hulk Hogan could be one of the best heels in the business after his image as a real American? In an interview with The Mirror, she was asked on whether she would like to follow the footsteps of Paige and become general manager of Raw, and responded, "Would I like to do that? Oh my god, actually I would love to do that. The way that I am watching Paige navigate being the general manager of SmackDown, it looks like so much fun. Who gets to yell at Samoa Joe and kinda put a little bit of fear in his eyes? Not a lot of people get to do that. If that was an opportunity that came down my way, I would definitely wear that hat. That would be really fun." Number 3. Paul Heyman. He is undoubtedly the greatest talker in the WWE right now, and has done a great job at being the mouthpiece for the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar for the past number of years. But with Lesnar being off WWE television for 362 plus days of the year, he has been forced to stay behind the curtain. That is until the beast shows up. Whilst he's done a great job working behind the scenes, conducting matches and storyline ideas, his place should be in front of a camera as a heel authority figure. Number 4. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens hasn't had a great end to 2018 as he suffered a knee injury during his match against Bobby Lashley. The injury didn't initially seem to be too serious at the time, but it was later revealed that both of his knees were injured and he required double the surgery. This has forced him to be sidelined for the rest of this year, and we may not see him return until early March next year. However, even though he's currently going through rehabilitation, it could be an awesome way to get him back on WWE TV without having him wrestle as Raw's new general manager. Owens has already proved himself to be one of the most charismatic heels in the business, and he is, like many on this list, a great talker. Thus, he would no doubt fit the role perfectly. And number 5. Alexa Bliss. One of the favourites to be Raw's new general manager is former women's champion Alexa Bliss, who has also been sidelined with an injury. Just before the first ever all-women's pay-per-view was set to air, Alexa Bliss suffered a concussion at the hands of Nia Jax at a WWE live event in Hartford. The injury has placed her into a non-wrestling role, which she has adjusted to very well over the last couple of weeks, becoming captain of the Raw Women's Survivor Series team and joining the commentary team on this week's edition of Monday Night Raw. Worryingly, WWE still don't have a timeline on her wrestling return, and even though she's not confirmed her wrestling career to be over, slipping into the role as GM could accommodate her until she has the all clear. Mike Johnson, a PW insider, mentioned, "The impression that I have is that she went through some medical testing while she was in Los Angeles and that there was no clear-cut indication that she was returning to the ring anytime soon. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, that's to the best of my knowledge. It's not a Paige situation where she's been permanently sat out, but it did seem like, okay, in 2 weeks you're going to be good to go, or in 3 weeks you're going to be good to go. It's still very much up in the air. They'll probably still keep testing her." There was some expectation backstage at Raw that when they come out of TLC, Alexa Bliss will probably end up the general manager of Raw, which makes sense when you come to think about it. But given how they changed ideas so quickly, I don't know that's definitely 100% the plan. But what do you guys think? Who would suit the role best? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.